What's going on, guys? Apathetic here, and today we're talking about the Astrocyte verse. I'll be covering the benefits of this exotic helmet, the best way you can implement it into your playstyle, and answer the question, is this exotic good in PvP? Let's get into it. The Astrocyte verse is a new exotic helmet in Season of Opulence, and its exotic perk is Move to Survive. Blink further and more frequently, weapon readies quickly out of blink, and radar remains up. So the first thing that really threw me off using this exotic is just how much further you blink. Using this exotic, you're going to be able to cover a lot of ground quickly because of how much further you can blink. Now the downside of this is it may temporarily throw off your movement because you aren't accustomed to blinking so far, and can be disorienting when you think you're going to come out of your blink in one spot and then you come out a little further than you realized. But once you make that adjustment, you can easily disorient your opponents because you blink much further, and since your weapon's ready much quicker and your radar stays up, it allows us to engage as soon as we exit blink. So how can we implement this exotic into our playstyle? Well, if you want to play a little more aggressive, I would recommend pairing this weapon with a shotgun or something like the Recluse, or any close to medium range weapon. Because of how far you can blink, it can make it very easy to close the gap on your opponents. But you have to be creative with how you do that. You can't just blink straight ahead at people, because what I found is that they're already shooting you as you come out of your blink, or if you come out of your blink too high in the air, you make yourself very vulnerable because most weapons don't have great in-air accuracy, and we are much easier to shoot as we come falling back to the ground. It's important to find the right distance as you push towards your enemy, so that when you come out of blink, we are in that perfect range to get that one-shot kill in the case of a shotgun. To further get into an aggressive build with this exotic, I would also recommend using this with Nova Warp. Using this exotic with Nova Warp allows you to blink towards opponents and easily get in range to use your handheld supernova. And when you use your Nova Warp, this exotic allows you to cover ground a little faster, and then you can quickly close the gap without actually using the short distance teleport that's built into the super. So it allows you to close the gap in a similar way without using up your super faster. For me though, I didn't find much success with the aggressive playstyle using this exotic. I found myself just getting easily killed out of my blink, and I would end up just spamming it, and instead of creating misdirection for my opponent, I would end up just making myself disoriented. So I decided to do a survival build featuring Bottom Tree Voidwalker, which has Devour. And how I would use this, I would pop my Devour, go in with my shotgun, get a couple kills, and use my blink, and that increased distance with this exotic, and that would allow me to quickly escape from my opponents. Or I would use it a little more aggressively by blinking to get closer to my enemy, and it would kind of bait them in, because sometimes I would come out of blink a little bit weak from getting shot, and as they're pushing towards me, I would pop my Devour, come out full health, and be able to string some kills together as I get my health back from killing opponents. Another scenario where I found this exotic useful with Bottom Tree Void is when using my Nova Bomb. I would use that increased distance to blink around a corner and get vertical to have a bird's eye view of my opponents, and then pop my Nova Bomb. This allowed me to use my Nova and have a better chance of surviving because I wasn't always right in the line of sight of my opponents. So is this exotic good in PvP? My first impression with this exotic was hell no. I was complaining to my friends about it. I thought, I was just like, this exotic is terrible. But I decided to give it another try and figure out how I can make it work for my playstyle, and I actually found it very fun to use, especially with Devour. I think the biggest thing with this exotic is the second you put it on, you just want to start blinking all over the place, and it ends up putting you in bad positions, or you end up floating in the air a lot because as you're coming out of your blink really high in the air because of the increased distance. But when you use this, try to really focus on implementing it into your playstyle and not letting it completely take it over. That was the mistake I made, and that's what made me initially feel like it wasn't a good exotic. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't choose this over your transversive steps or Ophidian aspects, but it is an exotic when I'm looking to change my playstyle up in PvP that I could see myself using in the future. And there's something just really fun about teleporting over a golden gun's head, disorienting him, landing right next to him, and finishing him with your shotgun. But let me know in the comments if you guys have this exotic, how are you enjoying it, and how are you implementing it into your playstyle? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Stand your ground. Zone B captured. You have zone advantage. Zone C Only 5 minutes left. Zone C captured. You have advantage. Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. Zone B lost. Your enemy can't kill if they're dead. That's why we have fire teams. Zone B captured. You have advantage. 10 warlocks like you, I can turn ideas into weapons. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost. Zone A captured. 3 minutes remaining. If you want it, this battle is yours. Take it! Zone A lost. Zone B captured. You have zone advantage. That shut them down. Time, Guardian. Crush them. Down.
next